Hi, and welcome to day 7, and well done on completing the first week of the 28-day challenge. Today we're talking smoking and heart disease, and you already know that smoking is linked to heart disease and linked to cancer, and you don't really need to be told. And my guess is, if you've got this far on this platform looking after your own heart health, you're probably not a smoker. But if you are, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen, because that means you're open to possible change. And when I speak with my own patients about smoking, I generally start off by saying, look, you're an adult. Whatever you do in your own life is your decision, and I have to respect that. And I've learned that I can barely influence my own children's will, let alone the will of another adult who's made up their own mind. But what I then put to my patients who are smokers is, are they behaving with integrity in regard to who they are and the decisions they've made? And what do I mean by that? Well, I'll often say to my patients who are smokers, if you had a cancer or had a heart attack or a stroke, something that was related to that smoking, if you were told that, would you continue to smoke in spite of that diagnosis? Or if you were told you're about to have a stroke or a heart attack, would you continue to smoke? Are you the sort of person who is someone who is a committed lifelong smoker no matter what? Are you someone who believes that smoking is an integral part of the fabric of the person that you are? Because if you are, then smoking makes sense. You recognize it, respect it, understand that it's part of your being. And I can live with that. The flip side though, and this is what I put to my smokers, that if you were to stop when that threat of a major diagnosis came, then perhaps you're not actually a committed lifelong smoker. Perhaps you're actually more committed to your health and well-being, and perhaps you're more committed to trying to live as long as possible and as well as possible. And if that's actually the person you're being, then is smoking actually respecting the person who you are? And so I ask people to try and bring integrity and honesty to their own behaviour. Are they behaving as someone who's a committed lifelong smoker? And if that's the case, then I can respect that. Or are they behaving like someone who's not actually a committed lifelong smoker, but making poor choices? Those choices can be shifted, and often it's pain or pleasure that forces us to shift our particular choice in any particular endeavour. And I had a wonderful story once, and I think I covered this in the video for the same day, but I had an old guy who we'd come to the conclusion that he was a lifelong committed smoker, and I didn't pick on him or challenge him or ask him about his smokes subsequent to that. I really just took for granted that he was a rusted on smoker, except he turned up one day saying, "Doc, I quit the cigarettes." And of course I said, "Look, I hope you don't mind me asking, but how was it you were able to change?" He said, "Doc, my grandson sat on my lap and said, 'Grandpa, you stink.' And there and then he threw the fags away." Really underlining to me how important it is for us to put into context the choices we have and what's the benefit for us and where does that benefit lie. Anyway, if you're a non-smoker and you've never smoked and you've listened to this, well, I hope you've learned something. Share it with someone who is a smoker who you care about, or even someone you don't know particularly well. Make a difference for their life. If you are a smoker and you've listened to this, I really hope I've opened the door for you to think about your smoking differently. Whatever the case, thank you for getting this far, and I look forward to the next couple of weeks. For now, I hope you live as well as possible, for as long as possible. Take care, and bye for now.